we're down here on the beachfront. It's sunny skies in paradise. It just doesn't get any better than this. But we need to keep an eye on our Gulf. Tropical Storm Beta is formed, and it's got its eyes on the Texas coast, anywhere from Corpus, running the coastline, all the way up to southeast Texas and maybe even into Louisiana. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and show you this beautiful morning. That front came through. My gosh, you almost need a light jacket, it feels like. But is it going to be enough to move Beta? And that's something we're going to have to watch in the next update and see what happens. But you can see it's sunny skies in paradise, and it just doesn't get any better than this. But first, this Bolivar Live is brought to you by the Big Store. When you're on Bolivar and you need anything, stop by the Big Store and you'll be greeted by a staff of smiling faces and a staff that's eager to help you find what you're looking for. If the Big Store doesn't have it, chances are you really don't need it. Well, we're down here on the beachfront. Like I said, the front came through. Let me adjust the sound a little bit. The front came through, and it's looking beautiful down here. Our high tide's real early in the morning, like at 6:30, 6:19, something like that, 6:45. You can see on the sand how far up the tide came. Now, things are going to be changing as this storm gets closer. Actually, it's moving to the northeast. As this storm gets closer and as it makes its turn that they're predicting towards the Texas coast, we're going to see tides go up, become elevated, and then the rain starts in. And I think the rain chances, yesterday they were talking for, I saw anywhere from 15 to 20 inches, but I think the rain chances might have gone down a little bit. I haven't done a whole lot of looking. It was a late night last night working on a new advertisement for a new customer, and so I hadn't looked, but the course of it, from what they're predicting, hasn't changed much. It turns into a Category 1 today or tomorrow morning, and moving. Right now they're saying it's moving to the north. It looks like it's moving to the northeast, but it's going to take a turn to the west and go towards the Texas coast, down the coast, and then it's supposed to more or less ride the Texas coastline. Now, I looked at one model earlier, right as I was setting everything up, and I think it was a GIF or model, I can't remember, but it showed it coming up the Texas coast. Once it gets to the Texas coast, dropping back down to a tropical storm from a hurricane, and then that model actually showed it coming up and sort of stalling right out in front of Galveston, dropping down to probably a lower, the way the isobars were looking, it would be a lower tropical storm, and then sort of fading out and going up through Galveston Bay. So anyway, we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. I do know that Galveston County is going to watch the 10 a.m., 10:30 update and see what happens. They may call for a voluntary evacuation. I can tell you, as high as the tides were now, and you can see the water line there, that I wouldn't be surprised if they called for one. I don't know. I'm not a weatherman, but I think we're going to see some tides, and for safety reasons, on a voluntary, they may call for that, just to let people know that, hey, you might want to go somewhere for the next couple days. And this thing, that's the one thing about this thing, without the steering currents, it's not going to move fast. This is going to be almost through Wednesday, or it's going to be through Wednesday and probably into Thursday before we see. So we're going to have some rain down here. And what I didn't like was a lot of the forecasters referred to it as Harvey, the way it was slow moving, and that. Now, I talked to Hal yesterday, and I'm going to meet with him today. He talked about the wind field being a lot bigger than Harvey was as of yesterday, and so we're going to get an update from him. I'll have that later on today. Probably he's going to try and come through here, and we're going to set some tide gauges, and so that we can measure the tide in that. Eric, I haven't talked to him since yesterday afternoon. He had a little different outlook on it, and but Eric has hit the last two storms nail on the head, so hopefully he's wrong about this one. But anyway, just wanted to say hi to everyone this morning. It's looking great down here. Got a lot of people on the beach, everyone enjoying this almost, I call it frosty weather, because it is real cool down here. There's some golf cart people waving to us. And so we're going to be out and about today. I know we're going to do some stuff, be watching the tide and be watching the surf. We don't have another high tide till this evening, probably around 6 or so I know I'll be down here for that. We'll be back and forth on the beach here and there. So if you see us, we do have our basket with us. Stop us, let us know where you're from, and let us know, ask us what's free today, because we're going to be doing that. We're going to keep you updated through this whole beta week-long storm. Remember, you can see the surf and Bolivar Live anytime through any of our 10 live streaming webcams. They're clean. They're giving a good shot. We've got 3 on the beach front, 1 at Stingery Restaurant on the bay in the Intercoastal. We've got 1 at Rollover Pass that shows the bridge. And I'm going to leave it there because I want to be able to see the dunes in front of it. And then we have 3 down at Fort Travis. 1 of them we're working on. I think lightning struck it and it finally gave out, so we may have to replace it. But anyway, you can always keep up with what's happening down here through our live webcams. And if you're planning a trip, go to our website, BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com, and look under where to stay. We have the management companies, we have vacation rentals by owner, and we have the RV parks. And while you're planning, go to our area where to eat, and you can plan your meals while you're down here. All the restaurants are going to open to 75% next week. I know I talked to all of them yesterday, and they're all excited about that. So anyway, we're going to head on out. We're at the washout, got a few campers down here. Say hi, say bye. Let us know where you're listening from. What are you doing for beta? Is it going to affect you in any way? Are you coming down here to maybe lay your furniture down if you have a home down here? And if you're coming down next week for vacation, what are your plans? We're going to head on out. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Say a prayer for everyone along the Texas coast and those in Louisiana recovering from 2 storms and the Florida Panhandle. We're going to head on out. Hope y'all have a great weekend. We'll be back a little bit later on today with another live feed, keeping track of beta in the Gulf of Mexico. Till next time, this is David with Bolivar Live. God bless, and bye-bye.